Good morning, everyone. Slow and steady here. Day 94 just kicking off. Just broke down camp. It's a little before 7 a.m. Another long, tough day probably today. 21, 22, 23. Lots of climbing. I'm going to go on a limb and say there'll be lots of rocks. We'll see. But there's the Appalachian market coming up in about 3 miles, which is good because I am out of food. I have one little bag of granola left. That's it. That's all. Plus a little bag of freeze-dried potatoes I've been carrying since Georgia. Some people carry a leaf blower to Maine. Looks like I'm carrying a bag of freeze-dried potatoes all the way to Maine. I occasionally use a tablespoon or two, but rarely eat them. Anyway, stay tuned. It was a damp night, but inside the bag and inside the tarp, it was great. Lots and lots of different critters crawling around. Little bugs, big snails. And this morning, the no-see-em showed up. A new kind of hell when you're trying to swap mosquitoes and realize there aren't any mosquitoes. But that's all right. Only a couple of them got me. It was cool enough to kind of stay cozied up in the bag. I didn't have the bivvy set up since the real bug pressure hasn't really kicked in yet. But with that said, I got a little moment of zen coming up here, and then I got a steep climb to get up and over the mountain to the Appalachian market. Catch up soon. Here's that moment of zen I promised. All right, just popped out of the woods, and there's the Appalachian market across the street. Also a Shell gas station. That's the first of the deli run here in New York. That's right on the trail, as you can tell. We'll see what we can resupply with there, since, as you know, I'm empty of no more food. And breakfast served all day. I can read that. Let's go see what it's all about. All right, Appalachian market had a little bit of everything. Wasn't cheap, but wasn't outrageous either. It's probably 1.5 times what you'd buy it at Walmart for, but it's a convenience store, gas station. It's what you would expect. It was too crowded inside to take any video or pictures inside, but anyway, once you leave, the trail's just across the street over there, and it's time to get moving. What's up, buddy? A yellow ringneck snake. All right, if everyone doesn't have their shots, you can come here. Get your smallpox vaccine. Check out this little guy. There's a little beaver pond over there. There's the outlet from it. Nice steps to walk across. A little waterfall action, I think. How about another little moment of zen here? And here's the pond. See it all dammed up here? Just what every woods needs. An old school rotary telephone. I'm guessing is not hooked up to anything, but it's pretty funny. More about it if you go to here are the first signs of Canopus Lake, and we're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. They're not terrible yet, but they are pretty annoying. So we got to walk around up the hill here, climb up on that ridge, walk that away, I believe. First we got to go find the trail up here somewhere. Probably where that hiker crossing road sign is. Well, due to some sore feet, lack of daylight hours, really rocky terrain, lots of things compounding, a couple hours at the Appalachian market, a lot of things just added up. My right foot is raw right now. It's been inside this wet shoe for 2 days. Of course, I dry it out at night, and I'm no stranger to hiking in wet shoes in Florida, but this one's getting to me today. It feels a little raw. Probably since we haven't been able to do laundry, the socks are getting a little funky. So we decided to go down to Canopus Lake. It's about a 0.4 or half-mile detour each way. You could just keep blazing on through and skip a mile of the AT if you really wanted to, but we'll go right back the way we came. We're a little bit purist. I wouldn't say 100%, but don't want to miss a mile of the AT just to save a few minutes. Hear the frog. So we're gonna go up here. There's a shelter and maybe some tenting area. See if anybody's there. Set up shop for the night. It's only about 5:30, but it's another 3.5, a little over 3.5 to the next tent site, and then about 5 to the shelter. And if it's as rocky and rough as we think it might be, might have been pretty late, 7:30, 8 o'clock. On really sore feet and just worn out today. So I just found a tick on me a few minutes ago. It had latched onto my leg sometime today. It looked like a little black dot, a little bit of mud, but it was a tick, so I pulled it off and killed it, and a little spot bled for a second. See how that works out. Probably be fine. It wasn't on there very long, a couple hours maybe. Anyway, looks like I still have some work to do here to get to the shelter, so I gotta get off here. All right, looks like we have the beach to ourselves. Wish we could just camp right here, call it good, but I don't think it's allowed. There's beautiful Canopus Lake. Well, here's the ski lodge and rentals and Acorn Cafe at Canopus Lake, but it doesn't open till Memorial Day. So, but when you get here, you gotta use these restrooms over on the left. These main bathrooms back there aren't open yet, but the showers in here aren't on, but by the time you see this, they might be. I think May 27th stuff opens up. Those water fountains here, they're not on. The showers, the outdoor showers, I don't think are on. But stop and get your water if you're coming here, because this is 1/10 of a mile up from the beach. And you go back to the beach and then turn right, and then you'll be at the shelter. So we're gonna head there now. All right, day 94. It's a wrap. Staying at Canopus shelter here by Canopus Lake. It's about a half-mile blue blaze, but that's about 18 for the day. That's about all my feet had in them today. I got some chafing going on from the wet socks and all, and let them air out tonight and get some dry socks on in the morning and see if we can walk through some of the issues. This is a real new shelter, I think 2 or 3 years old. Space for a bunch of people in there. Right now it's just 2 of us, and someone's camping over there. We have another guy coming in, I'm sure. His name is Wood Stove. Wood Stove will be coming in a little later, so we'll save him some room in there. This is an interesting one. There are a couple picnic tables. There's also a trash can back there. No lid, no bear box. Trash in a trash can. Canopus Lake isn't open until May 27th, so a lot of stuff just hasn't started here yet. Anyway, we'll get an early start tomorrow. We got up to 22 tomorrow, but if the terrain's what I think it is, it might be a short day again. We'll see. We'll see how the feet do and the legs and all that good stuff. And the weather's supposed to be good. I know in a few days we've got 4 or 5 days of hot weather in the low 80s. So try to make some progress before that hits. And with that, I appreciate you watching. So stay tuned till tomorrow, and let's see what's going on. I'm a little beat if you can't tell, but that's all right. I'll feel better in the morning. It's only 7:30 now, so get a good long night's sleep and try again tomorrow. See if we can make some miles tomorrow. Good night.